Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the 2010 College of Applied Sciences and Arts Alumni Achievement Award recipient and this year's commencement speaker, Mr. Gregory R. Wellman. Greg graduated in 1983 with a BS in Advanced Technical Studies, with special focus in the area of aviation management. Today, the program is titled the Technical Resource Management. Since graduating, Greg has a variety of progressively responsible positions in the aviation industry, all with the airport and airport planning segment of the industry. Since the fall 2009, Greg has been a vice president at HNTB Corporation, one of the largest engineering architectural consulting firms in the nation with over $1 billion in annual sales. In addition to his vice president duties, Greg is the firm's National Director of Aviation Planning. Over the years, Greg has worked as an aviation planner, has seen him as a project manager or leader for planning efforts at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport, Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, Los Angeles World Airports, especially Los Angeles International Airport, Boston Logan Airport, San Diego International Airport, Philadelphia International Airport, Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport, and Miami International Airport. He even was a project manager on a feasibility study for locating a major commercial airport at Lake Calumet, Illinois. In working on all of these major airport projects, plus more not listed, Greg has amassed an incredible level of work experience as a facilitator, working with large groups including airport managers, airport boards, technical teams, and citizen groups. Greg is also very planning process oriented with outstanding strategic planning and environmental planning credentials. In addition to his work as an aviation planner, Greg has also taken time to give back to SIU as a member of the Aviation Management and Flight Advisory Committee, and as a member of the SIUC Aviation Fundraising Group, the Captain's Club, and a part-time faculty member for the Aviation Management Program, as a guest lecturer in Aviation Management and the MPA and Aviation Administration programs, as an exhibitor at the annual Aviation Career Fairs held at the Aviation Management Society. Outside of his career, Greg has many other interests, including most of all his family, including his wife Shauna and their 6 children, as well as an ongoing construction of the Makanda Inn just south the boardwalk in Makanda, Illinois. Please help me welcome Greg Wellman.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I am honored and grateful to Provost Rice, members of the platform, faculty, and students to be recognized as the Outstanding Alumni of the Year. Thank you. 27 years ago, I was sitting out where you are today, listening to some old guy up here rambling away, wondering when it was going to be over. So when I thought about making this speech, I struggled with how to approach it, and I decided that I would speak to you as if I was speaking to one of my own kids. Wow, I can't believe you really did it. Your mother now, she had all the confidence in the world in you, but you really surprised me. And to welcome you to the real world, we've decided that you can't move back home. No, seriously. You need to get out there, get a job, and get your own place. And you need to start paying for your own cell phone bill. No more family plan, no more shared minutes. I arrived at SIU in the fall of 1978, and the world was a much different place. That year, the headlines were Playboy magazine named SIU the nation's #1 party school. When I came home from break that fall, my parents asked me about that, and I said I had no idea, and that, honestly, I didn't read Playboy. College was certainly an eye-opener for me. We had girls right across the hall in our dorm. The bars sold buckets of beer for $1. And then there was Halloween. Well, I had a few pages in my speech about that topic, but you'll have to go to my blog for that, as somebody streamlined my presentation. Now, if you haven't noticed, I'm a boomer, and as a boomer, we like to talk about our self-importance. But as we enter middle age, and some of us have already started to retire, it won't be long that we will hand over the keys. And it's kind of a fixer-upper right now. National debt of $13 trillion, Social Security paying out more than it's taking in, not to mention health care, climate change, and unemployment. Not the best time to be going into the workforce. On the other hand, it wasn't really that rosy when I was where you're at in 1983. In fact, the last time unemployment was as high as it is today was exactly then. We will always have economic downturns, but things do get better, they do end. Looking back, I realize that I've been extremely fortunate to have had a successful, rewarding career in aviation. And there's a number of people who have been very instrumental in helping me get there. Dr. Newmeyer, in particular, has been a consistent advisor, mentor, and friend over the years. Gary Schaefer, the director of Southern Illinois Airport, hired me as an intern in my senior year, even though we already had 2 interns, kept me on a temporary position after graduation with business cards, paid my way to go to a conference, which essentially led me to my first job offer after college. On the surface, it appears that I was lucky and that things just seemed to go for me. But the truth is, below the surface, it was a real struggle. I changed direction many times before settling on my career focus. A big struggle for me was really figuring out what I wanted to do. People say, do what you love, find your passion. But that's easier said than done. I admired others who knew exactly what they wanted to do. And at the same time, I felt pressure, not from anybody in particular, but from society, that you need to focus on the big opportunity, the big win, the big game, the big this, the big that. But my experience is, over the course of my career, that it's the little decisions, it's the little things that over time add up and define who we are and that tend to make all the difference in our life experience. Back in 1989, I was asked if I wanted to take on a weekend project. There was no financial incentive for me. It was just an opportunity to do some interesting work and to impress my boss. That weekend project turned into a month, and then 3 months, and then 3 years. That little decision to take that assignment essentially opened a door, which opened more doors, which created my future career. I think the primary reason I said yes to that specific decision was that the activities that were involved in that assignment seemed to resonate with how I defined myself. But there's a fine line between being focused on the little decisions of work and life and becoming lost in the shuffle and the buzz of everyday life. John Lennon wrote, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." I think the current version of that quote is more like, life is what happens to you while you're busy responding to emails, texting, twittering, talking on the cell phone, all while driving your car. Now more than ever, we are being bombarded by things fighting for our attention. We wake up in the morning with the radio, the TV goes on, there's a newspaper waiting at the door, at least for the older folks there is. And then on the drive to work, there's the cell phone, the radio, the CD player. We get to the office, there's the boss, the coworkers, the emails, the messages, the web pages, on and on and on. Who or what is in control? What we focus on is our most valuable possession, but we give it up freely, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. It seems that it's only when a tragedy occurs that we stop momentarily and remember what's important in life and that there are no guarantees of tomorrow. We try to keep focused on what's important, but it's difficult to put it into practice given all of the things that are constantly thrown at us. But we do have the ability to have absolute control over our experience and can keep focused on what's important in life no matter what the world throws at us. It takes focus and it takes discipline. Transition points in your life are a great opportunity to refine how you see yourself and improve your habits. You sit here today with your own unique knowledge and experiences, and you have some idea about your future. So here are a few thoughts as you chart your course. First, clear your mind. You've learned a lot over the last 4 years, but you need to get out of the college mindset. Take a day, a week, a month, whatever feels right, and reflect on your life, your beliefs, and define what is important to you. Write it down. Second, be open to explore, particularly if you're not sure about where you want to go. Take time to read, travel, and learn. Be open to new ideas and ways of thinking. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. I'll say that again. Don't be afraid to fail. You'll learn more from one failure than you will from 10 successes. It's human nature to become risk averse as we get older. So don't think that you can put it off for the future because you may not be able to do it. Anything new or different will feel awkward, and that's okay. Awkward is good. If it's awkward, it means you're learning. I suggest in the next 30 days, try something adventurous. So try something out of your normal self and push yourself to get out of your comfort zone. Third, establish your discipline. Develop your habits and patterns of behavior that create the person that you want to be, and in essence, define success for you. And so here are some ideas to consider. Set your own pace. Like running a marathon, it's very easy to be influenced by those around you. Take ownership of your thoughts and your actions. And don't forget, what happens in the internet stays in the internet forever. Build your network of contacts, mentors, and friends. This will be one of your most valuable assets. Be adventurous, particularly early in your career. Don't be afraid to take chances. Be honest to others as well as to yourself. Be fully present in the moment on what you're doing and who you're with. Multitasking doesn't work, and cell phones, TVs, and all your other gadgets have off switches. Use them. Try to see past the distortion of realities that the media, business, government, and other social entities create. Remember the old adage, don't believe everything you read, and don't trust all people in authority. Consider that everything happens for a reason. Look at life like a detective and try to discover the meaning behind the little things. Being clear about what's important to you, being open to what the world has to offer, and being disciplined will create opportunities for little successes. Time will fly because you're into what you're doing and you're enjoying life. The past will only be relevant at reunions and family gatherings when your siblings still treat you like you're 12, and then, seemingly out of the blue, someone will ask you to get up and talk about yourself, and then you'll be the rambling old guy. So, my final advice to you before you officially graduate, remember, the beauty in life is that who we are is constantly a work in progress. No matter where we are in life, what we've accomplished, we're never really complete. It's what you choose to do next that defines who you are. Thank you very much.